So let me tell you about my country now. So welcome to Canada. So Canada is the second largest country in the world, right? The first is Russia. This we're talking about land size, and it's the capital city is Ottawa, right? So it's known for its beautiful architecture. The buildings are very nice, and the vibrant culture. So we have two official languages, and it is English and French. And we have a population of about 40 million people. We're very famous for our stunning landscape. So as you know, Niagara Falls, maybe you've heard of Banff, diverse wildlife, and friendly people. Right, so our flag, very similar to Japan, two colors, white and red, right? And the red represents England, and the white represents France. So why does it represent these two different countries? Is because we were colonized by these two different countries many years ago. So colonized is shokuminchi sareta, back in the 1600s and 1700s. So Canada didn't become a country until July 1st, 1867. And the name Canada actually comes from the Huron Iroquois word Kanata, right? So before the French and the English came into Canada, there were already people living there, right? We call them Aboriginal people or Indigenous people, and those people have their own language, right? So their language, it used to be called Kanata before the English and the French came. Then they changed it to Canada, right? Original meaning means village or settlement, okay? So we have 10 provinces and 3 territories. These are all the different provinces. I am from Ontario, Toronto, Ontario, so right here. This is very small right here. Yeah. This is where the Niagara Falls is, and we share it with America down here, right? So maybe some of you know Canada from Anne of Green Gables. Do you know? I think it's quite popular in Japan. There's a new anime right now, Prime Amakura. Yeah. This is located in Prince Edward Island. Very beautiful water. I think many Japanese people know Canada mostly for maybe British Columbia, Vancouver. Yeah, many Japanese people go to British Columbia. No, please come Toronto. Please come Toronto. No more Vancouver, Toronto please. Yes. So as I said earlier, we're very multicultural. Multi is many, right? Cultural is culture, bunka, right? So this is just a small part of the portion of how many different ethnicities live in Canada, right? So as of 2021, this is a 2021 statistic. These are the top ethnicities living in Canada. So at the top we have Canadian, but people who identify as Canadian are those who do not identify with their original ethnic origins, right? So for example, if I didn't want to identify as Chinese, Vietnamese, Canadian, I would just call myself Canadian. That's what that means. Then you also just have English, which makes sense because we were colonized. Irish, Scottish, French, German, Chinese, Italian, First Nation. So this is another word for the people that originally lived in Canada, right? The original people. Indian, Ukrainian, Dutch, Polish, British Isles, Filipino, many Filipinos as well. Then somewhere a little bit lower is the Japanese. Somewhere in there. Could not fit all in this list. Okay, so right now, $1 Canadian is about 102 yen. So it's almost the same, right? And our money is very colorful. Yeah, so you can just, I want the green one, right? But obviously you should want the yellow one. Yellow one is $100, right? Maybe 1만 yen, about 1만 yen, right? This blue one is $5, so the lowest one, gohyaku, right? So gohyaku here is a coin, but ours is a bill. $5, $10, $20, $50, $100. This is all we have. Many different colors. And then we have the coins. So we have 5 cents, we have 10 cents, 25 cents, and then $1, we call it a loonie. And then $2, we call it a toonie. Yeah, loonie and toonie, yes. So we have all this. Sometimes people will say the money smells like maple syrup. You can try, I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe they are crazy. And most of our bills are horizontal, sideways, right? But we have one special bill that came out in 2017, around that time, of this lady. Her name is Viola Desmond, and she was chosen for this very special vertical bill because she was the first woman during the, what do you call it? There's a period called segregation. So segregation means back then, they separate. Yeah, very good. Separates, right? The white people and the black people, right? They separate them. You cannot sit together. You cannot use the same washroom. So Imi, right? So she was the first person that said, no, I don't care. I will sit where I want to sit, and she was arrested for it. But this caused change in the society, right? So she was recognized for that change. So we put her on our $10 bill. So it was very, very famous at the time. I was like, oh, I want. Yeah, when it came out. And many people like to ask me about Canadian food, but our food is very influenced by indigenous traditions. So the people that are originally there in the land, the French and the British cuisine. So truthfully, you can find any culture's food in Canada because we are so multicultural. So one day if I want to eat sushi, I just go out and eat sushi. If I want to eat a burrito, I just go eat burrito. Like there's no barrier or anything like that. So ever since I was young, I love sushi. Always eat sushi. Yeah. But some Canadian foods are poutine, very, very yummy because very fatty. French fries, potato, right? Cheese and gravy. Very hard to find elsewhere outside of Canada. Like a Yomiuriland they have, but not the same. Doesn't taste the same. Okay. And this is bannock. Truthfully, I've never tried any of these except for poutine. You can find this in Vancouver, Nanaimo bars, more native to Vancouver. This one is Nova Scotia, closer to the water, so they have lobster rolls. Sounds so yummy, but I am from the big city, Toronto's big city, so no lobster roll for me. Okay, now I have another question for you. What is Canada's national animal? You can talk to your friend beside you in a second. I will tell you 4 options. There's only one right answer, okay? Number 1 is goose. 2 is polar bear. 3 is beaver. And 4 is moose. Please, maybe 30 seconds, think, talk with your partner. Which one is the national animal?
Goose. Canada goose.
Not me. Okay, are you ready for the answer? Okay, if you think it's goose, raise your hand. Oh, 1, 2, yes. If you think it's polar bear, raise your hand. What? If you think it's beaver, raise your hand. Oh, okay, more, I see.
Moose.
If you think it's moose, raise your hands. If you think it's me, raise your hand. Okay. The correct answer is beaver. Yeah. So I think the beaver is on our loonie or toonie. It's on our coin.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, the beaver, very small animal, is our national animal. So let me tell you just some random fun facts about Canada. So in Canada, it is very normal for strangers to talk to you. So let's say maybe you are sitting waiting for the bus, and then all of a sudden someone will be like, oh, very nice weather today. And you're like, oh yeah, it is. Or like you are going grocery shopping, and I will be looking for apple, picking, and then someone will tell you, get this one is juicier. Yeah, so they will randomly talk to you. It's very fun. So don't be shocked or scared. They're very welcoming people. Number 2, many Canadians are allergic to nuts, so they are banned in many public spaces, right? So when I say public spaces, I mean schools. Do not bring to school, do not bring to community center, don't bring to the library, but also just don't eat in the library, right? So we actually have high population, so even summer camps, kids, they always have to keep EpiPen with them. Do you know EpiPen? Yeah, just the needle, and you have to stab here, right? Because your throat will close up, so very, very dangerous. Not allowed at all, okay? And number 3, this one is maybe very shocking. So we have the option to identify as X on our passports instead of female or male. Yeah, so yeah, very whoa, right? So you don't have to write F for female or M for male. You can just write X because you don't want to identify as either. Ooh, very interesting. And number 4, I have beef with Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani, do you like Shohei Ohtani? He was offered to join Blue Jays, Toronto baseball team. No, he chose America, LA Dodgers. No, I don't like. But he should have come, Blue Jays, my Toronto team, right? Very famous in Japan, Shohei Ohtani. Everywhere I go, Shohei Ohtani. Wow. And next one, we have Canada has gender-neutral toilets. So gender-neutral means that anyone can use the bathroom, right? So there's no gender, anyone can go. Ooh, interesting. Next, in 2022, Canada accepted 140,621 refugees. I think refugees in Japanese is nami. Japan accepted 15,451. Very, very big difference. Yeah. So probably because we have a lot of land, we accept so many. Canada also has 5 different discrimination prevention laws. This word, discrimination, are you familiar? Right? Sabetsu no horitsu. There's 5 different ones to prevent it. So many, right? So very strict about that. Because why? We are so multicultural, right? So for example, when I was coming to Japan, and I think many other foreigners have this issue, when we want to find a place to rent, they will be like, are you a foreigner? Maybe no. Or like, can they speak Japanese? Okay, maybe, right? But if they are a foreigner, you can say no. But if you do this in Canada, it is illegal. You will be charged, you will be fined. So in Canada, on New Year's Day, on New Year's Eve, we do big celebration. What do you do in Japan for New Year's? Maybe you gather together and eat osechi, right? Is there fireworks? Maybe no, right? No fireworks. In Canada, very common to have big fireworks, and everyone counts down together. So many people gather in big spaces, like maybe downtown area, and you watch fireworks, and you count down together, right? And on this day, transportation is free. Free. Oh yeah, very good, right? Don't have to suika, right? So they do this from the New Year's Eve, the day before, until New Year's Day, to make sure everyone can get home safe, right? So you don't have to, but very, very busy, very busy. Yeah. So we also have a lot of religious holidays because they stem from Christianity, right? So the most famous one is Christmas. Everyone knows Christmas, right? And the rest are like Good Friday, Easter Monday, St. John the Baptist Day, and Boxing Day. I love Boxing Day. Do you know Boxing Day? Yes, you know Boxing Day. Maybe you know. I see it sometimes in Japan a little bit. Boxing Day is the day after Christmas. This day is so good because sale. Everything's on sale. I love sale, yes. Right? So you need to make sure go on Amazon, go wherever, and you go and you get the sale, right? Yeah. So Canada is a very Christian country because the British and the French brought Christianity to the country, right? So all our calendars, all our events are based off the Christian calendar. And also, we have Victoria Day. So who is this? Queen Victoria of England, right? Why? Because Canada doesn't have president. We don't have president. Daitorio, I think. We have prime minister. So above us is the British government, the royal family actually. So they are above us, right? So this occurs on the Monday before May 25th. And this holiday was originally honoring Queen Victoria, but the current holiday obviously celebrates the current Canadian monarch, which is now King Charles III, right? So she's actually on our $20 bill, but I don't think we have changed it to Charles yet, King Charles. Still Queen Victoria, I think. And then also we have Canada Day. So like many countries, we have a day that celebrates the day that the country was created, was formed. So this is on July 1st of every year since 1868, the day that it was formed, right? And Canadians celebrate their pride, history, culture, and achievements. And we know Canada as what it is today when these two parts of the country merged together. Before they were separate. We called them Canada East and Canada West. Now they are together, and which all forms Canada. And then we have something called the Civic Holiday. So this occurs on the first Monday in August, and this day allows Canadians to celebrate local heroes, culture, and history. And it was originally a holiday to celebrate this gentleman right here. His name is John Graves Simcoe, the first Lieutenant Governor of Ontario. But to be very honest with you, any holiday just means no work for us Canadians. We're just very happy there is a holiday. We also have Labor Day. So Labor Day historically is a day where workers can petition, right? They petition for their rights. Can be, right? So that kind of meaning. And nowadays, most people see it as another day to relax. And it is held on the first Monday of September every year. And then also we have yearly on September 30th, Canada remembers the victims of the Canadian Indian residential school system. So, like I said before the English and the French came into Canada, there was already people there, right? But when people come and colonize a country, sometimes there are some issues that occur. And what happened was the French and the English were taking children, indigenous children, away from their families and putting them all into something called a residential school, right? So they are not allowed to leave. They cannot see their family. And if you have siblings, if you are a boy and girl, separate, not allowed to meet, right? So actually many people died during this system, yes. So they were run by the Christian schools. They tried to make them, you are not allowed to speak your native language. Bokokugo dame, right? You have to speak English, right? If you don't speak English, they hit you, right? And you just have to follow their rules. So very, very sad parts of our history. And actually, I think the last school closed maybe around, not too long ago, 1998 or so, 98年ぐらい。1998年ぐらい。一番最後のこういう residential school が閉まった。Right? And even now on the news, we still find sometimes their corpses, the dead bodies of the children. So it's very, very sad. So this day, we use it to remember those who passed away from the system. So we wear orange, and this is a shirt that I have, Every Child Matters, right? So some people that identify as indigenous people, they will actually not celebrate Canada Day because they don't see any pride in Canada Day because of what horrible things the government used to do to them, right? So we call it residential school system. Actually, in the past, when the colonizers first came to the country, they used to call indigenous people Indian. Now, if you cannot call them Indian, it is derogatory term, very bad. Don't say, right? So because they called them Indian because they made mistake. Oh, they look like Indian. So they first thought that they came to India, right? So that's why they called them Indian. But you cannot say this word anymore. It's very bad. This one you might know, Thanksgiving. We also have, America also has Thanksgiving, but ours is in October. We celebrate it in October, and it's to celebrate the harvest and the blessings of the year. So good farming, right? And we decorate with pumpkins, corn, and wheat. So different from America, because America is November, October in Canada. And then we also have Remembrance Day. Every year on November 11th, we wear this flower. It's called the poppy right here. And we use it to honor soldiers who have fallen from war, who have passed away from war, for those who have fought, right? For the freedom and to protect the country. So we wear it here on the left side because it's closest to our hearts. Just some more fun facts. The coldest temperature ever recorded in Toronto, so my city, was, minus 33 degrees. Whereas in Tokyo, it was only -4. What? Very, very cold, right? So I personally, I hate the snow because I grew up with the snow, right? So when I was a student, I go to school, the snow goes up to here, right? And then I walk like, right? I don't want to go to school, right? And then you have issues like this, so much snow, you cannot move. You see everyone get off the bus and we have to push. Yeah, I don't want to do that, right? And this is actually the mayor. I don't know what is mayor in Japanese, but it is 例えば Tokyo no Koike Yuriko-san, right? Mayor, right? So this is mayor, Toronto mayor. He got out his car to help people shovel. Yeah, very, very bad, the snow. Do you like snow? Yes? Please go to Canada. You will not like snow. Yeah, maybe elsewhere is okay, but very, very cold. You have to protect yourself. So usually you'll see people wear everything, snow gear. Only you see this. This, right? And then we have famous towers in each respective city. So I just took Tokyo for reference. Tokyo Tower was finished in 1958, and it is 333 meters tall. But here we have CN Tower, which is from my city, and it was finished in 1975. So actually after Tokyo Tower, and it was the tallest building at 553 meters until it was surpassed, taken over by Dubai's Burj Khalifa in 2009. Here, if you go up this tower, and the restaurant, it spins. Okay, I want to quiz you, see if you were listening. What are Canada's official languages? The options are A, English only, B, English and French, C, French and Spanish, and D, Spanish and English. Okay, please, 10 seconds, talk. Which one?
Both. Yeah.
Okay, ready? The answer is A. No? The answer is D. D. The answer is D. Spanish and English. No? Oh, one? Spanish and English? Okay, one. The answer is C. French and Spanish. No? Okay, the answer is B. English and French. Oh, very good. Yes, the answer is English and French, right? So actually, we have to learn French from a very young age. I went to Catholic school. I went there, so we have to learn from grade 1. But if you are public school, you will learn from grade 5. I hate French because I'm very bad at French. So if you ask me later, I cannot speak, okay? Yeah, thank you very much.